Hey guys, it's Woody here at USA Made Blade, and just coming to you from the shop, doing a little video here about maintaining or cleaning your anodized knives, and just a little small part about how that anodizing holds up. What made me think of this video is we did a video last night on the ZT0456, and just kind of a follow-up on how the anodizing, or I'm sorry, on taking it apart, putting it back together. And then tonight I was sitting here, just wanted to clean up the anodizing on it, and as I was doing it, I was like, you know, I really ought to do a video about this. It's a pretty simple process, not much to it. So anyway, this one's cleaned up. If you watch our video that we did about breaking down the 456, you're going to see how much sharper this looks, how much better that color's showing. And the other thing I wanted to kind of show in this is people ask all the time, how does the anodizing hold up? Well, as you guys can see on here, I've got some pretty hard scratches on this, some pretty good wear, and this knife has been beaten to hell. I throw it in my bag with my other knives. It gets thrown in my pocket with my keys all the time. It's gotten tossed around a lot. It's gotten heavily used, and plenty of things to scratch it. This just isn't going in and out of my pocket. And all in all, I mean, unless you're right up on it with light all over it, you're not going to see those things. So there's been really no fade. That's a big scratch up there too. So the anodizing holds up really well. I think I've had this Stars and Stripes on here for 6, 7, maybe even 8 months. I think it's been over 6, I know. So the anodizing does hold up, and especially when you clean it, it's going to look a lot better. So just show you what I do real quick. And it's a pretty simple process. This is a ZT562 that belongs to Kevin. It was the very first knife I ever anodized green. And if you know anything about anodizing, hitting green can be pretty difficult. It took me a while to get it done right. The first thing I like to do, especially working on the lock side, is I like to remove the clip. So it's not necessary, but it does help. And on these, you got to get that clip screw all the way out on the 562s, and you don't have to take apart the entire knife to get the pocket clip off on these, but you do have to loosen up these handle screws a little bit. It does help. And then I'll even loosen up my pivot just a little. I don't think it's necessary to loosen the pivot. I probably should have done it without. And then just give that a little pressure, and this should just come right out. There it goes. So with the pocket clip removed, you're going to be able to see a little bit, some dirt, some grime, some things behind it. And basically what's happening to your anodized finish is, as you get dirt, oil, everything else from your hands on it, it makes that finish look a little bit more worn. So all I do from here, and I'm sure plenty of you already know this, but some people out there don't, and we get requests about this all the time. All I'm doing is spraying a little glass cleaner on a paper towel. And I have no idea how much better this will make Kevin's knife look, but let's see what happens. And I'm just going to wipe at the top half here, and you got to keep wiping on it and basically get it dry. And kind of like glass cleaner, you got to wait for those streaks to go away. But I think you're starting to see how those streaks are fading as it dries. And so now if you look at the top half of this knife, I didn't get the top of this very well. So now we got to wait for those to dry. But if you're looking at the top half of this knife, still got a few streaks on it. It takes some effort. You gotta put a little elbow grease behind it, rub on it pretty good. But looking at the top half, you can see how much cleaner that is and how much better that's popping now than the bottom half. So let's go ahead and clean up the bottom half, and just a little, I mean, you don't have to use a ton, just a little bit of Windex or glass cleaner, and work on it. Getting there in that cutout, that's one of the hardest spots. And literally you're just like you'd clean a mirror. Oh, lost one of my screws. I guess I'll loosen that a little more than I needed to. And still streaking a little bit back here. That's still drying. Normally I'd blow on this, but I'd have to reach my head around the camera. So hopefully you can see. I mean, that's popping a whole lot better now. Looks a whole lot better. I think that's a scratch on here. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Now I can see it. But like I said, this was our very first green. But I've made it pop a whole lot better. And, you know, with different knives, it'll have different effect. Just real quick, show you. This is another one of Kevin's knives I borrowed for this. So just we'll clean the top half of this for him real quick. Show you how it does on the bronze. And that really makes a big difference. Look at that. Look at the bottom half of this compared to the top half. So hope this helps for some of you that are looking into our anodized knives. And by the way, both of these Kevin does carry, and they've held up really well. Obviously, he carries them. He doesn't beat them up and let them bounce around bags like I do with my knives. But anyway, hope this helps. Just a little ammonia, a little glass cleaner, and or non-ammonia, just glass cleaner, and a paper towel. And typically, it's going to get that finish looking not quite back to new, but really close. So for those of you watching this, I hope you'll go over and check out all of our anodized and customized knives at usamadeblade.com. And as always, thanks for watching.